Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Tiffany's Laser Lab. If you're new here, thanks for joining. I would like to go over a few different things with you today. I had said in my last video we would do 3 more helpful hints. I actually have 5 of them today. I will tell you what the first 4 are. Hang on till the end for the 5th one because it's going to be super easy and helpful for you. To start off, I think we're going to show you how to just zoom in and out of your screen and move your screen around. I remember finding that super frustrating. I could zoom in and zoom out, but then my grid was all off. So I just want to show you the easy way to get that moved real quick. And then we're going to go over tracing. I found a simple free coloring page as an image. We're going to go over how to trace that and turn that into a project. I'd also like to show you how to warp text. A lot of times you might not need it in a straight line. You might want to put it maybe into a circle or something, and I want to show you how to do that. Then there's always those pesky nodes because sometimes when we're working with text, it might not look like we want it to, and we might need to make some adjustment. And a lot of times I have found I will purchase a SVG file or something from Etsy or whatever platform, and it might not come through like I want it to, and I have to make some adjustments to it. And if you don't know how to do that, super frustrating. So I'd like to share that with you as well. And then there's that one final one that'll be really helpful for you. And I'm looking forward to you joining me. Thank you. Let's get started. The first thing that we're going to go over is the zooming in and out and moving the screen around. To zoom in closer to this picture, you would want to roll up. That brings everything in larger. And where I zoom out, and it makes everything smaller. Now, when you zoom in, you notice I lost my picture. So what we're going to do is we're going to hold down on the space bar. And then we're going to see that you have a hand instead of the pointer, okay? So you have that hand, and then you just use the left click on your mouse, hold down and drag, let up, keeping down on the space bar so your hand is still there, and just continue to drag it. Once you're satisfied with where it's at, you can just let go of everything. I don't want to be quite this close, so I'm going to zoom out a little bit using that mouse, and then I'm going to center it up a little bit more for myself. Okay. That was a quick and easy one for us. I want to show you how to trace this image. This is something I just went onto the internet under the free coloring category, just to give you guys an example. I just copied the image by right-clicking on it, copy, and then I came over here and I right-click and paste. And then it just copies it right onto there, which is super nice. Now I want to run that over so you see all these dotted lines. And the important thing is the reason we're going to trace this is because if we wanted to just go cut this out right now, it would give us just this box and then it would try to do lines here. And I don't want all that. I just want this cute little puppy. I want to trace the image. I'm going to go up here to Tools up in the left corner. Go down here to Trace Image. You could also use your hotkey, which is Alt-T. I am not that savvy with all of the Alt keys that this has, so I like to go up and actually see it. So I'm positive that that's what I'm doing. And then you just go Trace Image. This will then pop up. Here you can make different adjustments to what you're seeing here. That will help you trace correctly. This is actually pretty good how it sits, so I'm just going to leave it alone, but feel free to play with these. And remember, you can always use this undo button up here if it's not what you want, and it's fine. I'm just going to click OK. Now you see that this has little hash lines that are moving. What we're going to do is we're going to put our crosshairs on this, hold down on our left clicker, and drag that image right off of there. You see that? I have the image without this white background. I'm just going to highlight this and I'm going to hit delete and get rid of it. I'm going to grab this. I'm going to move this back over more centered just for me and you to be able to see it better. This is where it's going to come in handy to be able to move this image around. I'm just going to go and check and make sure like this eye is separate from this line. Everything looks pretty good and it's something that I can certainly cut out later. I don't want this skip blue on there, so I'm just going to go here and then, oh, I noticed that it's all grouped together. So we're just going to go up here, hit the single man or lady, and then I am going to go and highlight this. And now you see it only grabs that and I hit delete and now that's gone. So if I chose to, I would just go over here, make my adjustments to this, to whatever speed and power that I wanted. For me, I would probably do this at 20 and 60 and 50, depending on the wood, and everybody's laser is a little bit different. So make sure that you have your settings adjusted correctly. And I'd hit OK, and then I could just go over and send it to the laser and it would cut this out. We've covered the zooming in and out of your project and tracing it. Now I want to show you how to warp text. So we're just going to delete this off the screen to keep it fast and easy for us. Now I want to go over here and grab the A like I covered before in another video and click on the screen here. And I'm going to type puppy love. Because who doesn't love a puppy? All right, and now I'm going to go back up here. I want to be able to edit this, right? So let's say you want a circle. Let's do a circle, and we're going to hold down that shift key to make the perfect circle while we do that. Remember from the previous one that we did. Go up here, click on that arrow, and now we can adjust this in here. We want this to kind of go and wrap around like this, and it's very straight across. So we're going to click on it, and now you see you have this blue dot right here, and you can see there's almost like an eyebrow above it. That means that you can arch it now. You see that? Isn't that neat? This is one of my favorite things. So now we're going to go up here and place it up there and see if that looks good. If you wanted it more curved, you could do that. You could actually put it into a complete circle if you want, but just make the adjustment so it looks right to you. Say you want to change the script, you don't necessarily want that. We're just going to go up here and we can change it into something like that. Let's go to, I like the French script for this one. Let's go French freestyle. No. Where did the French one go? There, I like this one. So now the next thing that I want to show you is how to adjust things, because I'm scrolling in, like I said, that becomes very important. Do you see how this is jagged right here? These aren't connected. Now this is going to get a little bit involved, so hang with me, okay? What we are going to do is go and change this into, on the edit, we're going to convert this to a path. Okay. And once we do that, then we can edit nodes. Now you see how it just is grabbing that one singular one. So I want to adjust this one, I think, first, because it's the first one in line and I can show you this simplest way. Now we're going to go over here, and this is your edit nodes. And here you can see all of the different things that this will do. You can do smoothing, and if you just hover over it, it will give you all of what is in there. Or you can delete a node, which is super important. If you wanted to delete something, don't use the delete key. You're going to hit the D on your keyboard. Otherwise, it deletes your entire letter, and we don't want that. Hopefully this makes more sense to you in just a little bit. So here you're seeing this is pretty jagged. I don't want that. I want this to be more cohesive. I'm going to click on this and I'm going to delete it. Oh, you want to see there? I just hit the delete button. It's okay. Don't panic. Go back with your back arrow. And now go back and hit this again and hit the D for delete. Okay. Now, this is still pretty jagged, so I'm just going to drag it over here until it makes sense. And the more you zoom in, the more you can make a fine adjustment. That took me a very long time to figure out. This is a smoother. When you saw the S for smoothing, this you can do all kinds of crazy things with. So I just want this to kind of line up better. So I'm just going to adjust that smoothness on both of those. And this one, I'm going to go and do the same thing. Going to click on this. I'm going to just drag it over. And then we're going to adjust because see, there's this arch right here. We don't want that. We just want it to be more of a straight line. If you zoom out, you see that that looks much nicer. And if I hold down on my space bar, the node dots will go away and I can then move it around and look at it to see how it's going to look. Over here, you'll see these aren't connected and I want all of these connected. There's different things you can do, the welding and stuff like that, the overlapping certainly. But today I want to show you about nodes. So we're just going to do it this way. I'm going to take this and let's see. We're going to drag this up over here like so. You just play with it however it works for you. I don't want to make a ton of adjustment to the thickness of this. So I'm just going to try to bring this down here, how it would look to make sense if you were writing this out. Okay, we're going to make some adjustment so it's okay if it doesn't look quite right now. I'm going to drag this up a little bit because it's just a little bit too wide. Now you say, okay, well, we have this right here. That's okay. We are going to go right here and I'm going to hit I for insert. It's going to give me a node right there. Okay. And then I'm going to hit B for break because I want to break this apart, right? See, now I can drag that off of there. I'm going to go up here and do the same thing. I'm going to insert right there with an I, and then I'm going to hit B for break. You see how I have that green square? I'm going to drag that green square off like this. This green square stays here. We can simply just move it back right over top of that one, and that'll be fine. Now I can just hit D for delete, D for delete, and just keep getting that off of there. And I don't need that one on there. We also don't want this line on here, right? So we need to hit this, and then we're going to insert one here by hitting I, and then we're going to hit B for break because we want to break that up, right? And then we drag it off. Oh, that didn't work. Let's do another insert. Sometimes if you're not in there, it'll mess with you a little bit. Just be patient. And then B for break. Now you see that it turned green. Now I can break it apart, okay? So I'm going to scroll back out so I can see what I'm doing. I'm going to drag this over here to this line, right? We want that all to be cohesive. And then I can delete this one. That's just too far in there. So we're just going to make it red. Hit D for delete. We want this all the way up here. We can just shove it right up in there like so. And then this is still goofy, so we're just going to go and smooth it out a little bit. Okay, drag this down. To drag this down. It does take some patience working with these, but once you get the hang of it, it's not so bad. It's very satisfying. There you have it. And then that connected it. Now we're going to take a look at it. It doesn't look too bad. I might tweak it a little bit more, but I don't want to bore you guys to death. Just always remember to delete, you're going to hit the D on the keyboard, not the delete. You saw what happened. It all just went away. And don't panic. Just hit your back arrow up at the top to undo it, and you'll be fine. The other thing that I really wanted to show you that I think is really helpful. We're going to just zoom back out so you can see this. All right, so you see here, I'm going to grab all of this. Up here it says this is 187 millimeters. I don't know about you, but I am not a metric girl. I have to know what things are in inches. I can't visualize it in millimeters. I want this circle to be, say, 12 inches. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put 12 IN in there, and I'm going to hit enter. Now that circle is 12 inches, which is the equivalent of 304.8 millimeters. So that's very, very helpful when you're doing a project. Always make sure, though, that you have that lock on. There you go. Hope you all found this helpful. Stick around for the next one. We'll do some more helpful hints on Lightburn. Thanks for watching.